Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Asaduddin Owaisi to the urban debate this evening. Mr. Owaisi, thank you very much. You're one of the two MPs who has decided now to challenge the Waqf Amendment Bill in the Supreme Court. Can I ask you why, given the fact that Parliament has spoken and voted?
Well, Parliament has spoken, and we are awaiting for the President to give her assent and the subsequent notification to come. But you must remember that even Parliament spoke in the NJAC Act, and I was the sole MP in the Lok Sabha to oppose the passing of that bill, and then subsequently the Supreme Court took a different view. So we have a right in the Indian Constitution to approach the Supreme Court against the unconstitutional law that has been made by the BJP and its allies, which violates the fundamental rights and Chapter 3 of our Constitution.
Mr. Owaisi, can I ask you this? You, of course, have every right under India's constitution to knock at the doors of the Supreme Court. Every citizen has that right. But can I ask you this? The fact is that the debates that have taken place as far as the Waqf amendments are concerned, over 24 hours, right? There were fiery speeches, including one made by you where you tore a copy of the bill. It was a well-informed debate as well. So there is debate that has taken place. Post the debate, voting has taken place. Post the voting, the government has got simple majority to pass the bill in both houses. Am I correct or am I not correct? Now, if Parliament represents the will of the people, which we are told it does, if the Parliament has spoken and the people of India have spoken, why challenge it in court? After all, there was nothing unconstitutional about what has happened in Parliament.
Well, you see, we are different from China. We are different from North Korea. We are different from any other autocratic or a theocratic country where a ruler has spoken, so no one can challenge it. Where some countries assume that the ruler is a paragon of virtue, all wisdom lies with him and rest are fools. That is fortunately not the case in India. It is the reverse over here. We feel that the rulers are wrong. They have done something unconstitutional and this has to be challenged. Yes, the Parliament is supreme in its own sense. We have theory of separation of powers where we have judiciary is independent of Parliament. So we approach the judiciary and tell the Honorable Supreme Court that we have a case over here, that this legislation violates Article 14, Article 15, 25, 26, and 29. Why I say that is because the Hindu Endowment Board, the Sikh Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, and the Jain Endowment Board, and the Bodh Gaya or the Buddhist religious places have the exclusive right to run their own endowment board. No other person who does not belong to the religion can run the administration. They can take dan from a different person belonging to different religion. Limitation Act will not apply over them. By usage, it becomes the property of that endowment board or the Gurdwara. All these things are denied to me. See, they are being formed in Article 26, A, B, and C. The Article 26 gives religious denomination the right to establish a religious charitable organization, which a Waqf Board is a pure religious institution, and then take movable, immovable properties. So if you are giving it to them and they have this right, why are you denying it to the Muslim community? Because it is the Constitution of India, Article 26. You are discriminating, you are violating Article 15. It is violating right to equality under 14. Simple as that. We go to the Supreme Court and we'll tell the Supreme Court that it is you in the Ram Mandir case who have upheld Waqf by user. Now Waqf by user, Supreme Court has upheld it. The government is taking it away. And by taking away Waqf by user, by implementing a Limitation Act, I'll give you a scenario to understand. Tomorrow, I have a case against the government that some masjid is under the control of ASI. I go to the government. They say, no, we have enlarged the definition of government. You cannot, we will not give you this property because no more Waqf by user. And we have made ASI, it belongs to the government. What do? I lose my right. If I have a case against the government will say, okay, we are in this bill, we are saying we'll put a designated officer. Who's the designated officer? How can the executive become a judge in their own case? And tomorrow, if I go and say, okay, I want to remove the encroachment, the government will say, no, you cannot remove because we have made the encroachers the property owners because they have been in that place for 12 years. So where do I go? If I don't go to Supreme Court, in every scenario, I'm losing the case. It is the opposite side who's gaining more rather than the Waqf Board.
Okay. Okay. So here's the question I will ask you. It's a very simple question. You're a barrister, and even I, as someone who's not trained in the law, can see that there are some amendments that are problematic, like the fact that you cannot donate to the Waqf till you have been a practicing Muslim for 5 years. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyhow, the matter will now be debated in the Supreme Court. My question to you is a very simple one. और मैं आपसे बिल्कुल simple, सरल शब्दों में ही वो सवाल पूछने वाली हूँ एसी साहब. You in Parliament have said essentially what the government is doing is, and the Prime Minister Modi government has done is, कि भारत के मुसलमानों के खिलाफ इस amendment bill से जंग छेड़ दी है. तो ओएसी साहब, correct me if this is simplistic thinking, लेकिन वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी जो है लीगली किसकी है आप मुझे बताइए. वो अल्लाह की है. अगर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कह रही है कि जो अल्लाह की प्रॉपर्टी है इसको मैनेज करने में बहुत मिसमैनेजमेंट हुआ है, एंड ओएसी साहब इवन यू हैव सेड कि बहुत मिसमैनेजमेंट हुआ है, नाउ वी वांट टू रेगुलेट इट, नाउ वी वांट टू इंश्योर दैट एवरी प्रॉपर्टी इज रजिस्टर्ड, एंड अब कुछ उल्टा सीधा नहीं होगा वक्फ में बिकॉज दिस इज अल्लाह's प्रॉपर्टी. व्हाट प्रॉब्लम शुड Muslims of India and Asaduddin Owaisi have with it?
You are right in saying that when I am giving my property to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to my Almighty Allah, who's mighty, majestic. Now, why does Mr. Modi wants to interfere in my pure religious organization? Why do you want to make non-Muslims members in that board? Now, I want to take off those encroachers. You are giving them the right to become owner. I want to use Waqf by user so that I continue with my masjid and dargah and khanqa. You are saying no, we are removing Waqf by user. Now, if you remove Waqf by user, this act says you cannot register until you show a deed. Where will I show the deed? And then you are saying, okay, Waqf by user, go register. But if there's a dispute and you have a fight with government, will not register it. Where do I go, madam? What do I do? You are attacking me from all the four sides.
The courts?
If I don't call it an attack on the Muslim community, what should I call? I should, oh no, flowers are being showered on me. Look at this scenario. Waqf by user is gone because government is in occupation. Waqf by user is gone because someone will create dispute. Limitation Act will be applied. And then you are saying that we'll have non-Muslims in the board. Then the act says you can take it in direct manner for 5 years. Then you are saying there'll be no elections in the state Waqf board. Where are we heading?
ठीक है, तो ओएसी साहब मोटा मोटा यू आर सेइंग दिस इज अ प्रॉपर्टी डिस्प्यूट है, प्रॉपर्टी का मसला है. माय पॉइंट इज प्रॉपर्टी का मसला है तो आप इसको रिलीजियस मसला क्यों बना रहे हैं, हिंदू मुस्लिम मसला क्यों बना रहे हैं, ये क्यों कह रहे हैं कि मुसलमानों के खिलाफ जंग छेड़ दी गई है, डर का माहौल क्यों फैला रहे हैं एज अमित शाह सिंह?
मैडम देखिए, ये मुसलमानों की प्रॉपर्टी है ना, जब अल्लाह को दे रहे हैं तो मुसलमानों की प्रॉपर्टी है. इसमें ही डर डर गवर्नमेंट पैदा कर रही है. आप मेरी मस्जिद को छीनना चाह रहे हैं. You know that on the day of the debate, they have introduced an amendment called Section 3D. The 3D says that any masjid which is part of the ASI, listen to me, hear me out, which is part of the ASI, will not be a Waqf property. The Sachar committee says that ASI is in the illegal occupation of 180 properties that are gone. You know, Sambal Masjid now will not be a Waqf property by this amendment. I'm proving you. By this amendment, Sambal Masjid will not be a Waqf property.
So, Mr. Owaisi, ठीक है, but will that change the character of the masjid? Will that change the character of the mosque? Will the ASI say, no, this is our property, you cannot come in and pray here to Allah?
Listen to me. What the ASI Act says, you cannot change the religious character. Fine, understood. But what the ASI will do? Oh no, you are going to harm this place. You cannot come and pray. The ASI will say, okay, एक बार जुमे में आ जाइए Friday के दिन. The ASI will say,
presume कर रहे हैं.
it is happening. Madam, it is happening in many places. You want to pray namaz? Do it 2 times. No Eid namaz. After sunrise and before sunset. This is a Waqf property, madam. This is my property, not ASI property. By this amendment, you have taken away my masjid. By this amendment. If it is ASI monument, so long as I maintain that monument, fine, but you cannot enter and say, oh no, this is not Waqf, which is going to happen after this amendment. Whether it is Gyanvapi, whether it is Mathura, Sambal.
Assume or presume कर रहे हैं ना ओवैसी साहब.
Huh? Pardon? I didn't hear you.
ये तो आप assume or presume कर रहे हैं. You are painting the worst case. I'm saying you're painting out the worst case scenario. You're assuming the worst.
Madam, please read section 3D. You read section 3D. I have been saying this from last 4-5 months. Everyone was not believing. Everyone was saying, "Arey, kya bol rahe aap?" When they read the bill, I sat with them and explained to them. They were shocked. They were completely shocked. Take the example of scheduled tribe. Do you know that a Muslim can be a scheduled tribe? You have an MP from Lakshadweep called Hamdullah Saeed.
Of course.
The government says that.
Of course.
Listen to me. The government says 5th and 6th schedule, you cannot have a Waqf property. What will Hamdullah Saeed do? Will you take away his masjid of Lakshadweep? Will you take away all the dargahs of Lakshadweep? You have made a law on the day of the parliament. You have introduced 4 amendments. These are not apprehensions. These are laws which have been made by this government, knowing fully well that masjids and everything, lands will be taken away.
Okay.
Please show me you show me one single amendment which will help the Waqf Board. Please show me. And I mean, I'm sure the government will send out all their notes to you, not to you, but every media also. Oh, this is what great we have done. Show me one. Do you know, madam, that elections are not going to be
I will tell you one amendment.
Tell me.
I will give you one. And this is the one, Owaisi Saab, that you have been opposing. That why should non-Muslims, 2 non-Muslims be on the Waqf Board? Why not? It makes it more inclusive. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? अच्छा है ना? वक्फ की इमेज के लिए अच्छा है.
अच्छा है ना? तो बिहार एंडोमेंट बोर्ड में कर दीजिए, कानून चेंज कर दीजिए. You know, in Bihar Endowment Board, a Sikh cannot become a member. Listen to me. In Bihar Endowment Board, a Sikh cannot become a member because he is not a Hindu. In Bihar Endowment Board, you have a different endowment board of Jains, Digambar Jain. A Hindu cannot become over there. Both Gaya, only a Hindu and a Buddhist can become a member. Kashi Vishwanath, the government officers and the members have to be Hindu. In Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, commissioner and members have to be Hindu. You make it over there. Why are you telling me inclusiveness? See, Article 26 gives you and me the right to form a religious charitable institute. It gives me the right to run it and manage it. When it is allowed over there, why is it someone coming and sermonizing me? Oh, it will be inclusive. What inclusiveness are you talking about? When you don't have a single Muslim MP in the whole NDA, and you are only doing this to take over the Waqf properties, there is nothing behind it. See, Bihar Endowment Board, Telangana Endowment Board, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, you have only a Hindu can become a member over there. Why are you doing this to us? What wrong have we done? Our only wrong is that we are opposing you.
Okay, so Owaisi Saab, you are telling me that the amendments have been brought in not to clean up the Waqf Board. They have essentially been brought in to show Muslims their place. ठीक है, मेरा आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है. You have of course gone to the Supreme Court. As I said, you have every right under the constitution of this country to do so. There is another Congress MP who has gone to the Supreme Court as well. Mr. Owaisi, the opposition is saying that while, the government is saying that while the opposition says that we want to keep the polarization pot boiling, and this is something that Sonia Gandhi ji has said, that by bringing in these amendments, essentially the BJP is trying to keep the polarization pot boiling. Now the BJP is saying no, it's actually people who are taking the matter to the Supreme Court who are keeping the polarization pot boiling. कि बहस बस चलती रहे, Hindu-Muslim बहस चलती रहे, खत्म ना हो.
why isn't the BJP filing a reply to the Place of Worship Act? And all these people who have gone to the court stating that, oh, no, we don't want Place of Worship Act 1991. Who are they? They are my cousins. They are my in-laws. They all belong to the RSS ideology. They have gone to the Supreme Court. Who's trying to dig up temples in masjids? Is it me or my Muslim community? Who has gone to the court? In 1880, the court decided that Sambal is a masjid. It's not a temple. Who has gone to the court?
Sure.
1991 Act explicitly prohibits on 15th August 47, whatever was there, it should remain. Who's going and doing all these things? Who's using bulldozers to demolish which community's home? Can you imagine, madam, a small child from Bihar lives in Pune. Some baseless allegation was made. He raised the slogan. His small shanty was bulldozed without even giving notice. Matter is pending in Supreme Court. Should not that person go to Supreme Court for justice? Should I keep all these emotions in my heart? And should I not go to the Supreme Court? Where will I get justice if I don't go to Supreme Court?
Okay. I'm just going to play my last question to you. I know you've given many interviews. You're possibly tired. You need to go and have dinner as well. I just want my producer to put that picture of you in the Lok Sabha tearing a copy of the draft bill. Can we just put that on? And can I ask you, Asaduddin Saab, where was the need for those dramatics? And please, let's just put those pictures out. Yeah.
You want me to reply?
Yes, sir, please. We'll eventually see you tearing a part of the bill, but yeah, please do reply.
Yeah, that is, see, madam, if you read history, Mahatma Gandhi, during the white Africa, someone had, laws were made and Mahatma Gandhi said, I do not believe in those laws. My conscience does not permit me. He tore that law. In fact, those laws were burned. This is what I have done. What is wrong in that? I have not gone inside and torn someone's clothes. I have not indulged in fist fights. I have torn the law to register my strongest protest in the biggest panchayat of our land. Because it's an unconstitutional law. What is wrong in that? What is wrong in that? Should I next time, if you want, I can bring some flowers. No, if someone is perturbed and mentally disturbed, I will bring some bouquet of flowers and shower on, oh, Gio, Mubarak ho, velo, pool lo, nacho. What can I do? That is what I'm there for. I am not a singer to go there and sing pains about some government which is doing something wrong, which is doing something against Constitution. This is what I have done. I'll continue to do it. This is how we lodge our protest. This is how democracy functions. This is how democracy becomes stronger. And people watching it will see that, oh yes, someone has said what is in our hearts. That is very important. Parliament is a reflection of different views and voices and opinions. It is not a place where everyone says, oh, hail leader, and then sit down. That's it. This is not a central committee of Communist Party. This is a parliament which represents, with Muslims also have to be represented over there. I've tried to do that.
Okay, Mr. Owaisi, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for your time. You're, of course, knocking the doors of the Supreme Court. There'll be lengthy arguments made in the Supreme Court as well. We'll keep a track of that. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Asaduddin Owaisi. Thank you, sir. Chief of the AIMIM. Joining us this evening on the Urban Debate to speak about why A, he tore a draft of the bill in Parliament on the floor of the House, and B, why he's taking the bill now, well, it's almost a bill, to the Supreme Court. We'll wait and see what happens in the Supreme Court. For the moment, it's a wrap from me. Thank you very much for watching.